Hello everyone and welcome to F1 Gamepad and the first episode of our driver career on F1 25. As this year my team doesn't allow you to use a custom driver for that mode, I thought I would run this series alongside our My Team career. I don't think too much has changed since F1 24 on the driver career side, but I'm going to do something that I've never done in all the years that I've been playing the F1 games. I'm going to start in F2. I'm going to run a custom 8 race calendar for this season so we can move through it relatively quickly and hopefully get our driver to F1 in the second season. For the purpose of this career, for the fun of it, I'm going to include Apex GP from the upcoming F1 movie to our save. So yes, we will from season 2, should we get promoted to F1, see Brad Pitt on the grid. I'm actually really looking forward to seeing the movie when it comes out and playing the movie scenarios in this game. We are also going to include all the driver icons in this save as well, so hopefully we will see some of them as we move through our career. We've created our driver and all that's left now is to meet our agent and pick our team.
Hey, I'm Elena. I'll be your agent, and I'm so excited to work together to get to Formula One. Now that we've introduced ourselves, you'll see that you now have a set of driver ratings. These will be tied to you for the entirety of your career and will track your progress. As you perform well out on track, these ratings will improve and feed into various other areas of your journey through F1. We'll cover each rating in more detail later.
We now also get to choose our academy. Now depending on which one we choose, it will give us more of an affinity with that academy and the corresponding F1 team it is connected to. Even though that might boost our chances of getting into an F1 seat, I think I'm going to go with no academy. I want us to be free from any particular team affiliation, and my idea for our backstory is that we raised ourselves up through the racing ranks with only a small investment and close family support. We're a bit of a lone wolf overall and maybe didn't take the conventional route to get to Formula 2.
This is the current Formula 2 team roster. They're all eager to work with you, so choose who you feel would be the best fit for your journey through F2.
Next we have our chance to choose our team. Now I debated on this one for a little while. I didn't want to take any of the 2025 rookies out of their F2 seats, so I decided to pick High Tech, mainly because their livery gives me McLaren 2007 vibes.
Ooh, she is beautiful.
We're going to go with Paul Aaron for our teammate. He's a little higher rated and, let's give ourselves a little bit more of a challenge. Well, that's just about it. We are ready to get going on our journey to F1. So here we are in Bahrain. It's 2024 and we are looking to impress this season, so next year in 2025 we can be one of the rookies on the F1 grid. Let's get to qualifying.
Okay guys, everyone be aware the car's ready to go.
I'm running full 30-minute quali sessions for this season and 50% race distances. We will be doing both sprint and feature races in each round, so this is to set the grid for Sunday's feature race. That's 1 minute 41.5. Bit of a scruffy opening lap. I'm struggling on the brakes. It's clear it's the first time I'm driving these F2 cars in this game, so I'm just trying to get a feel for them.
Okay, we've dropped into P14 now.
We managed to shave half a second off our time, and that puts us up to P12 for the moment. I decide to give it one more go after a cooldown lap to see if we can improve and move up the order.
Okay, we've been pushed down to P13.
It's time to leave for now, but we'll be back tomorrow when the feature race gets underway.
So we qualify in P9, not too bad for our first time out. Gabriel Bortoletto puts it on pole, meaning he'll start from 10th in the sprint race tomorrow. Our teammate only managed to qualify 18th, so we are already one up in the qualifying stakes. Bahrain is a very rear limited circuit, so we're going to have to take care of our tyres, especially in the spring.
So it's all about speed in today's sprint race then. Not very many laps and no chance to get ahead on strategy. Who here today has the raw skill to take them to the top? Bahrain represents an exceptional 3.36 miles of racing. Lots of opportunities to overtake throughout its 15 corners. Now, this track has built a reputation for being brutal on the rear tyres, so keep an eye on how these young drivers manage their rubber. Strategy here could ultimately determine the winner of the race. It's the start of the new campaign, and what better way to get underway than with a high-speed sprint? We welcome Alex Brundle to the commentary box. Alex, what are you looking forward to?
All of the different scenarios we can gather together when you put these great young drivers out on circuit. It's going to be a brilliant year, full of action, and I can't wait to get going with this first sprint.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down.
Well, this one's all about looking after your tyres and avoiding pit stops, so it's hards to the end. 12 laps ahead of us, let's get to the sprint.
Okay, incredible parking there. Nice one. That's going to give you the edge if you can get good launch as the race starts. Okay, so that's the rest of the grid forming up now. Be patient and watch for those lights. The car behind is dropping back by about 0.3 a lap. Well done. Okay, no issues with tyre wear for now. Keep taking care of them. Okay mate, that's Pepe Marti behind. It is critical for our race that we keep them behind, please. Okay, you're catching the car ahead, but remember, we need to get to the end of the race on these tyres. 0.5 seconds. Fittipaldi's just moved up into first place. Good job, nice overtake. Yeah, really good job on hitting that target, mate. Nice work. Still a long way to go, though. No tyre concerns at the moment, just focus on the driving. Okay, really good. You hit that target nicely. There's a long way to go in this race, so let's keep it clean. . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . on him, he might make a mistake. Okay mate, final lap. Keep your concentration and let's bring it home.
This is just the beginning, guys. I'm so proud of you all.
Yes, mate, I'll take that. Well done. We're really happy with the podium down here, so well done. Yes!
It was touch and go for a while there, but High-Tech GP have done it. A great win.
Well, it's just the first sprint of the year, but what a great start. They'll be looking to do more of that in the longer race tomorrow.
And now it's time for the podium celebrations, and how well deserved is this one? What a fantastic victory for High-Tech GP. After all this drama, you'd be mad not to join us for the next race. We hope to see you then. Take care for now.
We come out of the gate swinging and win the opening race of our F2 career. I think we did a great job looking after the tyres, and the longer the race went on, the more comfortable I felt with the car. Great little battle with Miata as well, who comes in second. The podium completed by Enzo Fittipaldi in third. Our teammate unfortunately finishes outside the points, but does move up the order slightly. And now, there's nothing left to do but see what we can do in the feature race.
Hello and welcome from the Bahrain International Circuit here in Sakhir. Down on the grid, the engineers are making their last checks, and today's race will be underway shortly. plenty of opportunities around the 3.36 miles of the Bahrain International Circuit for these young F2 drivers to show what they can do. The best passing opportunity right up there at turn 1, and we should see plenty of action there. But there's another not long after at turn 4. There are 9 right-handers and 6 left-handers, and the possibility that we could see some flat spots at the tightest of those left-handers, that's turn 10. With that then, let's run through the grid order. A fantastic effort from Gabriel Bortoleto yesterday puts him on pole position, with Roman Stanek alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Pepe Marti, Villa Gomez, Juan Manuel Correa, Barnard, Martins, Miata, Miller, Enzo Fittipaldi, Behrman, Miney, Dennis Hauger, Andrea Kimi Antonelli, and Vachor, Crawford, Colapinto, Paul Aaron, Maloney, Dirksen, Hajar, and Zach O'Sullivan completes the grid. And now it's time to head down to the track. The new season starts now. I'm Alex Jakes, Alex Brundle is alongside me, and it is time to restart Formula 2. We're so excited to be back. Alex, what are you expecting from this season?
Put 22 of the world's best young racing drivers in a pot, some great venues, press go, and it kicks out a champion. I cannot wait to see who comes out on top at the end of the year.
Right, I know you're hot in the cockpit, but your tyres are going to be even hotter. You're going to have to work extra hard today to keep them cool.
All set then? Hards to softs for us, 16 laps, feature race. Let's see if we can move up the order and score some decent points.
Superb parking there, mate. Let's make sure we get the edge on the surrounding drivers as the lights go out. That start was okay, now stay alert for threats around you. tyre condition still looking good. Gap to your teammate behind, 8.0 seconds. Tyres are degrading fast. We can change strategy if you want. Check your MFD for details. Okay, we're approaching the pit window. You're going to be on softs. Okay mate, Pepe Marti's behind you now. We want to keep them behind please, it's critical for our race. box this lap and push hard on the in-lap. Okay, that wasn't quite what we needed there, I'm afraid, but listen, not to worry. Get your head down and chin up, and let's focus for the rest of this race. Remember, box this lap. Keep an eye on your distance to the speed limit line as you approach and make sure you don't speed. Up to speed now, let's get some heat into those tyres. No need to worry about the tyre condition for now, everything's looking good. watch out for understeer in the wake of the car ahead. Try to get past as quickly as you can. Push, push. Okay mate, that still wasn't quite what we needed, I'm afraid, but look, let's move on. Get your head down and chin up and focus till the end of the race. Final lap, push, push. You've lost some time to the car behind. And that's the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Fermé.
He has said goodbye to the competition and hello to the checkered flag. It's victory for Gabriel Bortoleto.
Well, they've sent that one, haven't they? Brilliant start to the season, and that's exactly what they wanted for their early points tally.
I'm thoroughly exhausted after the excitement of that one. I'm sure it's nothing compared to our drivers. They've worked so hard to make it up there, and it's great to see them making their way onto the podium. It was great having you with us for the weekend. I hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. We will see you when Formula 2 returns.
We narrowly miss out on a podium there. Things were looking so good after our pit stop, but I pushed way too hard trying to catch second place. It's Gabriel Bortoleto in a class of his own who wins the race, Roman Stanek in second, Joseph Marti who beats us to third. We finished fourth of course, and in fifth, Juan Manuel Correa, in sixth Rafael Villagomez, 7 Ollie Behrman, 8 Taylor Barnard, 9th Richard Vasseur, and in 10th place Victor Martins. Our teammate finishes down the order in P19. Let's take a look at the drivers' standings. Gabriel Bortoleto in the Invicta in first place. We're in P2, Roman Stanek in P3, Joseph Maria Marti in P4, Juan Manuel Correa in P5, Rafael Villagomez in P6, Ritomo Miata in P7, P8 is Ollie Behrman, Victor Martins is in P9, and Enzo Fittipaldi rounds up the top 10. Let's take a look at the constructor standings. Invicta Racing on top with 29 points, and our team High-Tech not too far behind with 22. Trident in P3, Van Amersfoort Racing in P4, Campos Racing in P5, P6 is Dams, 7th is Rodin, 8th is Prima Racing, 9th is ART Grand Prix, and in 10th is AIX Racing, and the only team not to score any points is MP Motorsport. Well, that concludes the opening episode of our driver career here at Bahrain. Make sure you get yourself subscribed so you won't miss the next episode when we will be racing around Albert Park in Australia. Until then, take care of yourselves. Bye bye.